my opening address, I did say that human capital encompasses health and education. And the consequence of its being low in Nigeria is the mass poverty you're seeing. Because the more you invest in human capital, the better your development. So human capital first, I want to show people, it's not an expense, it's an investment. Because that's what drives your development in the first place.
Respect, Baba. Much respect to Mr. Peter Obi. Again and again, proud to be a follower of this particular mandate. The mandate that is standing, that I can stand on. Some of you are standing on mandate that cannot stand. Flag was given to a flag bearer that cannot hold the flag. Why do you want to be the president? You're going to watch this video of Peter Obi's reason why he wants to be president of Nigeria, as well as other amazing thoughts he put together, especially in the health sector. You know, we have been saying these things. And one of the things that we must agree as a people is that we must revamp our education outside the economy and the security. Education and health sectors are two most important critical sectors of our national development. And if this country must get better, those two sectors must not be ignored. And I'm saying people that must come into power must pay priority attention to these two sectors. Of course, Peter Obi doesn't need to explain himself about education anymore. He doesn't. He has made it resounding clear that he's ready to deliver on the result. Look at what he did in Anambra State. Education is key to this government, especially in areas where poverty has been used as a weapon to continually put us in bondage. Only education can help us. Human capital development, that's why it is called in Senate. Watch these videos of Peter Obi discussing re-issues, talking about re-event. Of course, leaving those that are running. This is why they are running away from debate, because they cannot answer questions. Okay, you do not want to come to a public debate, go to an interview in your own TV station. No, you still want to go and do a documentary that you lied. You brought somebody's else picture to represent your own. What are we not talking about? And you say, this one is ready. What have you been preparing for? How have you been preparing to be president of Nigeria? They say that which people have you mentored in politics? I'm coming. There's a video of somebody that you mentored that has spoken well of you. You will see the video in subsequent videos. So watch this video of Peter Obi and share it. Let this video go as viral as possible. This is Peter Obi. My highlight of Peter Obi's performance. Of course, he's the best. He doesn't have it. Forget all these English that these guys are speaking. Correct data, correct statistics, sincere approach, workable framework, tangible analysis. And like he said, we do not need to invent the wheel. We just need to borrow what has been done in our environment that has worked for them and implement it cheaply. Peter, please share this one, let it go viral. Let them know that we do not have a mate.
You should be voted for as president of this country and not your opponent. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Peter Obi.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Mine is again, talk about the issues we're talking this night. Because that is the issue or foundation of our country. First is to secure, unite the country. Ensure that if government that is going to come into 2023 is a government of national unity that will bring in the best in terms of character and competence, irrespective of whether they support you or they don't support you, in order to save our country. Because we have an existential situation, a situation where we have this huge number of people that are living in poverty, which you need to start pulling out. Our country has not failed in the past, call it several years. And you can use other countries to show, I'll just use their country to show you how badly it was done in a matter of past few years. And that country is Bangladesh. Bangladesh, if you look at the World Bank source, in 2010, Nigeria had a per capita of $2,280. Bangladesh was $781. By 2015, Nigeria was about 2,600. Bangladesh was $1,247. Today, or 2021, Nigeria is $2,058, when Bangladesh is $2,500. Look at where we are. They were one third of our per capita in 2010. And now, they have almost tripled it.
Needed to dramatically improve education and get millions of children back into school, especially in northern Nigeria. What will you do as president to reverse the growing number of out-of-school children in this country? And you've got 2 minutes to answer that.
Well, you have to look at what we have been able to do so far in education at the federal and state level. But talking about the federal level now, our investment in education is low compared to even comparable countries. If you look at it, let me just use 2016 to date, 6 years, to 2021. Our investment, our total investment in budget in education at the federal level is about 3.6 trillion, just 3,550 billion. That's our investment for 6 years. That is not up to South African, which is second biggest economy, or about the same for 1 year. In 2020, their budget for education was 380 billion rands. If you convert these two, you will see the difference. So you need to invest more. And if you look at their own, it was about between 14 and 16%. All throughout these 6 years, our budget is not up to 10% in education. There's no way that can happen with the pool of people who have out of school. For me, Nigeria can design their budget differently. If we work hard in this country, I believe Nigeria can, if they pluck all revenues, be able to get a revenue of about 15 trillion annually. And if they are borrowing, not throwing away to subsidy and other areas and curtailing cost of governance, they borrow about maybe another 10 trillion. You need about 25 trillion budget to start with. And 10% of that should go to education. And 10% to the other areas which we're going to come into. We're going to invest in education. We're going to do whatever is possible to ensure that we pull those millions of children and ensure they get basic education. Indians, all the doctors were leaving to the Western world and everything. If you go to the UK now, everywhere is Indian doctor. But they now have a drain gain. It's all those people who left who are coming back and everything. The idea is to do massive training of doctors, nurses, and everything, those who can leave, who can stay here. But the most important is that you need to increase the investment in the healthcare sector. Like I said before, it is too low, it's unacceptable. You need to have at least 10% of your budget. The overall budget is already low, but if I have opportunity of explaining how I'm going to increase the budget, I have at least 10%. Today, look at it, 10 years. If I just show you 6 years, our total budget is 2,247 billion. Just call it to about 2.3. So that is a 1 year budget for this size of this country. It won't even be enough. And I make sure that it's properly invested. When you come to the issue of insurance, there's a way you structure it that the government will also contribute. These are areas where you have to do subsidy, not in petroleum consumption. There's areas where government do subsidy, and it's in productive and development areas that are critical, like health, education, fighting poverty. These are areas you need to invest. So there needs to be a fiscal package to support this, in order to support the insurance and everything, which will allow them to treat from high to low. It's been done in Indonesia, it's been done partly in India. I can show you big nations that are practicing it. We don't need to invent the wheel. We just have to learn what is being practiced somewhere and do the same thing.
Thank you very much.